Alrighty then, it is a great day to be a coonass because it is red beans and rice day. It is raining, it is not cold, and I mean it has been raining all night long. Thunder, lightning, scary winds, okay, but a lot of rain that we desperately need. I will not make red beans with anything but Camellia beans. If you ain't from Louisiana, this is a creamy bean. You can get them on Amazon. All I did was take a 1 pound and soak it overnight. I'm gonna use smoked sausage like Hillshire Farms. This is something I could make from food storage because I have a lot of this frozen. Even the bell peppers we grew, the celery we did not, I freeze that. You've seen me in food storage videos show you how. We grow the red peppers and then I put them in my food saver bag sliced into strips. Then I always have it on hand. And then I do little, that's a cup, doesn't look like it, but that's a cup of chopped celery that I do the same thing with and freeze wrapped in wax paper. And I have a lot of that in food saver bags because onion, celery, and bell pepper is the Cajun Holy Trinity. So that takes care of that. The onions I bought and chopped, that's 2 large onions. All this going in here is gonna be a bay leaf, some thyme, not time after time, oh yeah. Some cayenne pepper, and of course, some Tabasco. If you don't like Tabasco, first you need to check yourself because you ain't right. Secondly, use what the heck you like. And from turkey broth that I found way in the back of my pantry from 2012. So this actually moved from one part of South Carolina to here on the beach. So this ain't hard. This is something that anybody would have in their food storage, whether it's commercial broth, which is kind of icky, but you know, you got to use what you use, or you just use water. So all I'm going to do is saute in a little bit of oil this sausage. I'm not putting ham hock in it this time. I generally do. I don't feel like it. And this sausage is super flavorful. This is not andouille. That's too much for my husband and most people who don't like real spicy things. So red beans and rice, gonna be a soul-satisfying thing on a rainy day. Let's get going, because it's only gonna cook like 4 to 6 hours. And for people who work, this is an ideal thing to do in your crock pot. Soak your beans overnight, get all this going. You could saute your vegetables, your onion, your red pepper, you can use green, your celery. Get that going the night before, leave in the refrigerator, and then throw all this in your crock pot. And I would leave it on low if you're working like an 8 to 5, so that then you come home that last hour, you can crank it up, and it would be ready. Freezes great, cans wonderfully. So this is a great, inexpensive meal to have, and everything that I have here, I would have in my food storage. I love my Magnolite pot. This is a large stock pot. I like it because it's so heavy and so thick. So all I've got in here now is some oil that I'm gonna get hot, and then I'm gonna get now that sausage is cooked, okay? But I wanna get some renderings off of that and some flavor off of that. Then I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm going to then saute my onion, bell pepper, and celery. It's not hard. I do pull the sausage out, it's just easier than for me to saute the vegetables. This ain't hard. It's red beans and rice, and this stuff can pull you out of a depression if you're down in blue. I am not down in blue because I'm a happy chick, okay? So let's get going. And you are balanced precariously on 3 Maxwell House containers on my little tripod. So try not to fall into my pot. That will make me sad and blue. You can also use any sausage that you've canned in this as well, and in that case, you would actually pour in the liquid for that flavor when you had canned it. You can also, if you're not a canner and you want to have your own stock, is make your own stock. Just like when I chopped up these 2 fresh onions, I saved them in a Ziploc bag so that I would always have that to throw in my stock pot. Celery, onions, carrots, vegetable ends. You could then make your stock, pour it into ice food trays. What do you call those? Ice trays, where you make ice old-timey, right? And then crack those out when they're solid, pour them into a Ziploc bag, and you've always got your own canned broth. I'm also gonna throw myself a dollop of bacon grease in here. that, of course, every good Southern woman always has on hand. We keep ours in the refrigerator. Of course, you don't have to. This is just a regular little coffee stirring spoon from your everyday china. Not china, silverware. Let's use the big words. More flavor. Flavor's your friend. So I've removed the sausage, and now I'm going to, let me get a spoon or a knife, get our vegetables in here. I need to turn the fan on. I did not drain any of that grease, nor am I. And that little oil and that bacon grease is hot. Yeah, it smells good. Now our bell pepper, sorry, red pepper. It is a bell pepper, just red. And listen, I chopped all that stuff up. I'm leaving as little on this. My vegetables are almost finished, so I'm going to add 3 cloves of finely chopped garlic to this. And new cooks always ask, how will I know when my vegetables are done? Taste them with a spoon. Your celery cooks first, and then the last thing is your onions and your bell pepper. You don't want them crunchy, so taste them. If they got too much crunch to them, continue cooking them or sautéing them until they're tender, because this is the base of your meal. I'm going to get my garlic in there. Get that mixed around. Remember, garlic will cook or burn very quickly. So now I'm going to add my sausage back. Oh, it's hot. I'm going to get whatever juices are in this also. I'll get this incorporated, and then I'll be right back. You'll be right back. I'm still going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. And people always ask, it's one of the most asked questions, how long can you keep your canned goods? Well, this is 2012 because it got hidden in the back. It is sealed. I'm picking it up by its seal. So it is still good. So let's listen to it when we open it. Remember, you got to find where you have a large space to open it. You ready? Get ready. There we go. We broke that seal. So let's pour in our stock. I will need more liquid than this because next I'm going to add my beans. I can use water or more stock. And of course I have plenty of stock, which is what I prefer. So like I said, I soaked the beans overnight. I picked through the Camellia beans, and we're gonna get them in there. You wanna pick through any oddly discolored ones. If I can get my hand there. And they've been sitting in a colander. I've never. All right, so let's get another quart of stock in here. If I need to add any more liquid, I'll do it with water from my pot filler. Okay, so that is just covered to the top. Let's get 3 bay leaves in here. I'm gonna open it. Come on. Oh. Okay, I've got the strength of nothing. Oh, there. Jeez, Pete's. Let's do another bay leaf. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's get some thyme in here. Oh, smell it. It smells so good. Center of my palm. Remember, you can always add more, but you can't take out things that you don't enjoy. I won't salt till much later. Just gonna smush that thyme up. And we need some black pepper. So all that's gonna happen now is this is gonna cook on low because I have a propane burner, and this Mag Light pot is the cat's pajamas here. I'm just gonna have to get it up on the low heat diffuser. And as you look at this pot and stir it throughout the day, skim off any foam that you see. That's from the beans. I'm going to add some Tabasco now. You don't have to add it till you serve it if you want. And let's get a little bit of cayenne pepper in here. So very affordable meal to make and something easy to have all these things in your food storage with. This is the bean foam I talked about, and as that comes up throughout the day, you're gonna skim that off, and that will certainly help with issues many people have eating beans. So it's only been going about an hour and a half, and it is certainly looking beautiful. And look at the richness of the beans becoming one with that turkey stock. Smells fabulous. So I'll wait till that bean foam comes up again. Alrighty then, we're going on 3.5 hours, and I'm going to take a potato masher and squish up about half of my beans. But let me give you an idea of what the color of this is. It is beautiful and flavorful. Because like I said, the Camellia beans are a creamy bean. They're a beautiful, beautiful bean. So all I'm doing is gonna smush these down. My pot is raised up on a heat diffuser, so I try to move things more towards the middle. And smush these down, and that will help this to thicken up. Say that you were having trouble getting yours thick, you had a lot of liquid, you could do a cornstarch slurry to thicken it up, but you may not be able to see through the camera and my racket. Get off of there. There we go. But it has thickened and changed the color. So I'm gonna let this go about 30 more minutes. And it is delicious. You can also add some Cajun seasoning. You could get Tony's Chacheray. You could use Slap Ya Mama if you want to. I use some Cajun seasoning. They're my own, black pepper, white pepper, other things. Just don't add too much. You can add spice, but you can't take it out. Don't ruin a beautiful pot of beans by making it so hot that you think you got yourself a, Mexican dish. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to attempt to show you what I mean by a creamy bean. Slides through. See that? Oh, that is epic. Yep, that is delicious. So if you didn't want to use your potato masher, you could pull some of these out, smash them up. If I'd show you the plate, that would be helpful. And those by themselves are delicious, but you're gonna smush up some of those, and that's gonna help your red beans and rice, your sauce, to thicken up. Camellia red beans, don't cook with anything else. This is how we serve it in a soup bowl with half of it rice and the other the red beans. I did not have to add a cornstarch slurry because smashing the Camellia beans gave it a very thick gravy. It is delicious. 20 minutes before it was done, I added 2 tablespoons of butter and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I don't like a lot of salt in my food, and this does not need a lot of salt. So I'm gonna give it a try with my fluffy white rice. Oh yeah, nailed it. It is so good, so inexpensive to do, and you can make this from your food storage as well. With your frozen bell peppers that I chopped, in my case I used red, frozen celery, sausage that you could have actually even canned or had in your freezer, rice, and the rest of it was easy peasy. It's a delicious meal. Hope you enjoy it.